We're here on the Caribbean island of St. Lucia, shooting the follow-up to our ad for Celebrity Cruises last year. And the reason that we've come here is to give more of an exotic kind of feel to the footage from the Mediterranean.
So what we're trying to do here is bring people into the destination. We did this last year in the Mediterranean and we're trying to do it again now in St. Lucia. The way we do that is by creating immersive sequences of events that happen both on the ship and in destination. There's a variety of techniques that we use to do this. The main thing is radical shifts in perspective. We might be in a bustling market scene, really busy, in close, seeing what's going on, and then the next moment be right out wide, seeing a big view of the Pitons or Tetbull Trail.
St. Lucia really fit the bill because it's an island that offers a great deal of variety in terms of landscape. It's got two different coasts. It has these two iconic peaks, the Pitons, which just look spectacular.
It's been a bit of a drive, but I think we finally found that perfect little spot.
Okay.
So our approach, both in the Mediterranean and here in the Caribbean, has been to streetcast talent rather than bringing in actors. What we find is it gives the whole thing a kind of documentary feel and makes it feel a bit more authentic. It just worked so well, and hopefully that's something that will come across in the final film as it did with the one we shot in the Mediterranean.
So the other thing that we're doing is using a large format cinema camera to give it more of a cinematic feel, but then taking the documentary approach that we're used to and merging the two together to get something fresh and new that people haven't seen before.
So one of the shots that we orchestrated and we kind of thought about from the very start was one involving a fruit seller. I found that there was a guy who goes up to the mountains, collects lots of fruit, and then sells them from his boat. It's a guy called Gregory. He zipped across to the beach where we were located, and then he, just off the bat, we didn't ask him to do this, but he just popped the basket on his head and just walked along the shore with it.
Before we come on the shoots, there's a great deal of preparation. We write scripts, do storyboards, and we try to line up the sequences that we want to shoot in location. But obviously, when we arrive, things change. There's a lot of moving parts, particularly with the street casting. There's a lot of things that we plan which we can't guarantee. And a big part of my job is to ensure that as we go through the film, create new sequences that we haven't thought of before coming on the shoot, and to ensure that we keep the narrative and the aesthetic that was in the original plan.
There's a kind of spontaneity to that which you wouldn't get in an advertisement that was all very carefully planned and blocked off. And once again, that's worked out pretty well for us. Can we get mangoes on the way up?
Yes,
if you want to climb up the tree to pick it.
You up for that, Benjamin?
Oh, yeah, I'm pretty up for anything, yeah.
Some mangoes?
Yeah, into like logistics at the moment.
Over the last few days, we've managed to capture a lot of different footage. We've been in the Botanical Gardens, which is where we are now. We've been up the Tetbull Trail, looking at the Pitons from that perspective. We've had horses running along the Atlantic coast. Hopefully that variety mixed in with the footage that we shot last year in the Mediterranean will give viewers a real sense of what it's like to go on a celebrity cruise, where you're going from one destination to the next and really getting like great variety of experiences in one holiday.